Hey guys, Silver Thunder 710 here. It's my very first video ever using OBS. That's right, we got OBS here. And today I'm going to be reacting to a tornado scenario called 2662 Weeks, a fictional super outbreak by Arizona. I was watching a video essay about some dude's favorite tornado scenarios. I'm going to link that in the description below. Go check that out. As well as this scenario, I'm going to link it down there. And it said that it had a lot to do with like going over like a pretty big outbreak because it's only 34 minutes long, and I saw that there were 22 tornadoes that were EF4 or higher, so that's gotta be absolutely insane. So let's cut over here, let's watch this scenario. Again, this scenario is linked down in the description below. Be sure to go give this video the love it deserves. And again, okay, my screen capture is kind of slow. And it's probably not the best thing. I should probably get that fixed sometimes. I would call it music. Doesn't matter. What is this creepy beginning thing? This is a tornado scenario. What is this? It's too late now. Something is going on. Look at this. Yo, is this a custom animation? Holy moly, that is good when it comes to break all precedents. Look at that guy. Holy Moses. Oh, this is about to get good. I know it's dark and all that, and I'm kind of like being blown out by my lights right here. I'm recording this at 11 p.m. at night. Yo, I've seen this video. I've seen this video. This video. Dodge City 2016. Right? Why is it called 2662 Weeks? 3 days out. April 6th, 2025.
And things are looking pretty clear up here. This is the Jefferson County Skycam overlooking the city of Birmingham. And you can see here it's relatively clear with the city lights there in the background. But looking over Wednesday's severe threat, you can see here the Gamma, which is a relatively new model system developed by the folks at Oklahoma University, has significant tornado parameter values of 6 over southern Illinois, which is just incredible. I mean, anything over 2 is already pretty high, and to see 6 on an ensemble like this is just
looks
crazy.
Almost like a carbon copy
For
of March 3rd
Alabama, it has about a 2.5 covering the northwest half of the state, with values of 3 not that far to the west. Tornado threat should remain pretty low for most of the state, however, as most of the kinematic energy is way far north of us.
6.0 is not too far off.
And here's a
from
little
Marion,
bit of a
Illinois.
composite sounding pulled from the GFS over southern Illinois,
Was
and
this
you can really
custom
see
made?
here why this day looks so dangerous ahead.
Holy
You
snap.
might be thinking to yourself, well, yeah, this looks like your pretty typical Dixie sounding, but take a look at the mid-level winds on the wind profile. If it was your typical setup, that 3 to 6 kilometer shear would be miles weaker, likely leading to a more linear fashion storm mode.
Oh yeah.
But we don't have that in this case.
That's a very,
What we
very
have
good
is
point.
strong deep layer shear, which
that.
is perpendicular to the cold front, which has led forecasters, including myself, into believing that discrete supercells may be on the table in this parameter space. And this is why the Storm Prediction Center has opted to keep the 30% risk with this outlook cycle, keeping up with possibly the most intensely worded outlooks I've seen for any severe weather threat.
It's gonna get good.
It says, widespread significant tornado outbreak likely Wednesday afternoon into Thursday at the top. A rare overlap of high instability and extreme dynamics coupled with volatile low-level mass response will cater an environment specifically capable of long-tracked intense to violent tornadoes with any cohesive supercellular structures. I believe the first time I read this morning, my jaw quite literally dropped by itself, and my wife gave me a look and asked what the matter was.
If
All
I
I
saw
told her
this in my
is
severe
that people
look,
think at the time. And as grim as that sounds, it still remains the truth. Every model and ensemble has painted a truly destructive image for Illinois since this system came into range of even the GFS, and nobody, and I mean nobody, should be letting their guard down in the coming days. Make sure you have an action plan should a tornado warning be issued for your area. The best advice I can give for families in the risk area is to know where your local tornado shelters are.
Yes, absolutely.
And if there are none locally, to relocate to an area that does have one like the state governor has said. I never thought I'd see the day that an anticipated tornado outbreak would generate wireless emergency alerts telling you that your family won't be safe if you're not near a...
Yo, a statewide LEW for a tornado outbreak. I know I'm like getting up in the computer like Queso does, but like, holy snap! If I saw this, I would just tell all my friends from Illinois, like all my YouTuber friends, all my online friends, to just get out of Dodge. Holy snikes! This is issued what, 4 days out? 3 days out? Yeah, it was 3 days out. 3 days out, they're issuing a statewide emergency bulletin saying, hey, relocate to areas with public shelters if you don't have any. That's nuts.
Shelter. People on social media are already saying that it's being dramatized, but if you take into consideration the high-density population centers, having public shelters nearby already available to you will prevent road congestion and will allow law enforcement and EMS to quickly dispatch to damaged areas.
Photograph. 2 days out, April 7th. Well, this ain't gonna be good.
And with that bill passed, 10,000 acres of solar farms are expected to be built in West Texas, one step closer to reducing man-made pollution and just one of many.
We got
but
Texas
switching
here.
gears here, the Storm Prediction Center has released a first-ever high risk on their Day 3 outlook.
Day 3? Day 3? Buddy, that's not even possible. It doesn't go to high risk on Day 3. But they did it anyways.
The nation as state governors issue voluntary evacuation orders for communities across Illinois, urging them to find areas where public underground shelters exist. However, this has been faced with backlash on social media. One person from Chicago on Twitter says, "This is ridiculous. Are we really willing to block up traffic and stop people from going to work because the government says we're all going to die in a tornado on Wednesday? Do you really believe that bullcrap when they're known to lie for a buck?" And people obviously have a right to be angry at traffic, as any of us are, but when you're talking about people fleeing communities that have the possibility of getting damaged or destroyed, it's a pretty insensitive thing to say online.
Dang, bro just got called out. 24 hours. Alright. Day 2. Day 2 outlook. Let me see that.
Looking at everything here, Wednesday just looks absolutely terrifying. I've never seen such agreement on such a devastating scenario ever. I've watched countless outbreaks come to...
Alright, actually real quick, because this is like April 8th, 2025. It would be Wednesday. I would have been in school. I still would have been in high school at that time. I would have just told the school, hey, I'm not going to be coming in today. I think that something's gonna be weighing on my mental health too much. Cause like, holy crap, I would have been panicking like 4 days out.
In real time, I've seen models uptrend on days with multiple violent tornadoes, and I don't think anything comes close to this. I know we typically take the HRRR with salt, but I've never seen such a ridiculous amount of supercells come from a single run, all producing high UH swaths in an all-timer of a parameter space. And this has led to the second ever day 2 high risk from the Storm Prediction Center. They pretty bluntly state that...
You want to know what's funny? This actually predicted a day 2 high risk because for the March 15th, 2025 tornado outbreak, there actually was a day 2 high risk put into place. This is kind of like how Wheeler YT's Quad State tornado video kind of halfway predicted the 2021 Western Kentucky tornado. That was thought to be a quad state tornado. This actually predicted a day 2 high risk being issued in 2025, whether it realized it or not.
Primary threat is long-tracked violent tornadoes, with the possibility of a bimodal storm mode from Iowa all the way down into Mississippi. And in my honest opinion,
I haven't heard that before, but I'm
some
pretty sure I
areas
know what
may
it
see
means.
multiple rounds of supercells producing violent tornadoes, given the possibility that you may get mature prefrontal supercells.
Possibility you might get mature prefrontal supercells, buddy? With a setup like that, I'm pretty sure that all the ridiculous tornadoes, or rather especially ridiculous tornadoes, are going to come from those mature prefrontal supercells. If y'all don't know what that is, that's just the supercells out in front of the squall line that rides with the cold front.
One concerning trend I've noticed is that the HRRR is beginning to drag the primary surface low north, which would lead to a corridor of probably one of the most violent tornado-conducive environments ever seen in this.
Look at that photograph. Lord have mercy if that was real.
History. And it's just totally abundantly clear here that the environment we're working with is a powder keg. It's analogous to the green...
It's not even a powder keg, dude. That's just a thermonuclear warhead with a fuse that's been lit and just kind of like, you know, like how in the cartoons you go like, that's what it's doing.
Yeah, back in May of last year, except we're going to see numerous discrete supercells taking advantage of this should things continue trending.
Hang on. Look at that storm relative velocity. 505! Oh my goodness. The surface cape isn't even that high. 3368 on this sounding. That is not that high. I mean, yeah, it is very high, but it's not as high as I've seen real-life tornadoes hit. Lapse rates, 7.7 degrees Celsius. I've seen higher. But man, just everything coming together. YouTuber Weatherbox came up with like like a analogy. It's like getting a tornado outbreak is like making cookies. There's a bunch of different ways you can make a cookie. There's a bunch of different ways you can make a tornado outbreak, because not all cookies are made with the same ingredients. Not all tornado outbreaks are made with the same ingredients. But dang, it's looking up to be if this was a recipe for a cookie, Gordon Ramsay would probably be trying to buy it for tens of millions of dollars.
Other than that, very large hail and destructive winds will be the secondary threats behind the violent tornado risk. Stay safe, everyone, and may God have mercy.
That's exactly what I'm saying. April 9th, 2025. Big day's here. What do you mean 2662 weeks later?
What has been unavoidable for 2 weeks has now knocked on our doorstep to collect our debt. The lungs of many that once heaved shall now brace in hold as the tremor of day's onslaught.
Oh, Jesus Christ, help them. I am absolutely breaking character here, man. Because usually I'm just sitting here like, I'm just watching this, but like, holy snap, dude.
Begins. Such an event as today has been dread since the likes of April 3rd, 1974. Here now on the 9th marks 2,662 weeks since then.
That's why it's called 2662 weeks. So it's been 2662 weeks since April 3rd, 1974. I would not have known that until then. Arizona, W name.
Rapid Refresh V2 ran this morning and is the only model that does not have a northern corridor existing. Meteorologists at the Storm Prediction Center, alongside many colleges that partake in student forecast training exercises, are all bearing witness to the fact that this outlier run initialized far too weakly, yet it still paints a solution to the likes of April 27, 2011. So there isn't much to say anymore. You also have the HRRR, and I don't even have the words to describe just how bad it is. It's just a line of supercells in a ludicrous environment, which would support the top-end 95th percentile type of tornadoes.
95th percentile
You have about
tornadoes.
3,500 to 4,000 joules per kilogram of cape abundant atop steep lapse rates.
Oh my goodness me. Oh man, I remember back before the March 14th, 15th, 2025 outbreak, I was posting how bad the HRRR STP looked. This is ludicrous. Like, look at that. The entire state of Illinois, most of Indiana, Boot Heel, Mississippi, most of... not Mississippi. Missouri, northern Mississippi, extreme northwest Alabama, western Tennessee, Kentucky, even some parts of Iowa, Michigan. Now I can understand why there's 22 EF4 plus tornadoes.
Exceeding 8 degrees Celsius per
Honestly, I'm
kilometer
surprised
at the
there's not
lower
more in
levels.
this scenario.
The system aloft supports widespread divergence, which rules out initiation not happening at all, like some have claimed online. The lack of any preceding convection will allow the warm front to rapidly lift north, with destabilization occurring rather early. Despite the early
Look at all that
destabilization,
moisture.
a very evident warm nose will keep a lid on things going.
And looking at that, that's going to be high precipitation supercells. All these things are going to be wedges, and they're going to be rain wrapped.
Through the late morning. As soon as the low starts translating.
Good night! Alright, surface cape, 3921. Storm relative velocity, 774 meters squared per second squared. Lapse rates, 8.7 degrees Celsius per kilometer. I just got no words. This is... wow. If I saw this in real life, I'd just take the day off whatever I'm doing and just try my best to stay off the radar.
Deepening, a band of supercells will develop from southeastern Iowa down into possibly western Kentucky, with a few rogue supercells here and there.
Not good. Here we go. 12 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Oh, it's actually an EAS here. Listen how long those tones are. 60! They put it at 60! Holy crap, dude. Watch probability 95%. This watch is going to be issued.
The National Weather Service has issued Tornado Watch number 177, effective until 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time Wednesday. This watch includes the following counties in Illinois: Cass, Champaign, Christian,
I love this new
Clark,
take on an
Clay,
EAS scenario.
Coles, Crawford, Cumberland,
The warning
DeWitt, Douglas,
is in the
Edgar,
background.
Effingham,
How
Ford,
actually kind of
Fulton,
like what I did with Looking
Jasper,
Back, the
Lawrence,
New Braunfels
Logan,
tornado.
Macon, Marion, Mason, McLean,
Ooh.
Menard, Morgan,
Cahokia's in
Moultrie,
trouble.
Peoria,
Wayne and
Lyon,
Somerville, Keokuk,
Richland,
Warsaw.
Sangamon, Scott, Shelby,
They're in trouble.
Stark, Tazewell, Vermilion, and Woodford.
Look at that ion radar.
Tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes.
Boom! Call it. Immediately rain wrapped.
Winds in and close to the watched area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons
Oh, it's pink. That's an EF5, ain't it?
change in weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to know a weather radio, commercial radio,
Boom.
television
Called it.
outlets, or internet sources for the latest
An
severe weather
unwarned EF5. It just happened that quickly. Oh, man. Goodbye, Cahokia. Straight through the center of town. Only 4 killed? Oh, that's just lucky. EF5 205. That couple, jeez. Argyle. Argyle got EF3. No fatalities or injuries. You love to see that. You hate to see the tornado hit, but you love to see no one hurt. Right. One to the north. Oh, look at that. Real storm chasing footage too. And that, my friends, is what we call a drill bit. Like, that was textbook drill bit right there. Cedar Rapids EF4. Dow 6 in Peoria. I have a feeling that truck's gonna get hit. I just have a feeling. 1 o'clock. rock. That's not even the cold front. HRRR not backing down. Look at that. 130 already raking across. Oh, look at him go. Look at him go. So right off the bat, by 1:30 p.m., just 90 minutes into this, we have the Cahokia EF5, we have the Cedar Rapids EF4, and we have the Drill Bit EF4. Plus, what is that, 3 EF3s? Dadgum. And we're only just now getting a primary initiation. This is nuts. Man, I love this whole thing where the broadcasts are in the background, like you're not focused on a normal weather radio screen.
Tornado emergency for Donelson and West Point. The National Weather Service in the Quad Cities has issued a tornado warning for western Henderson County in northwestern Illinois, Des Moines County in southeastern Iowa, southeastern Henry County in southeastern Iowa, Lee County in southeastern Iowa, southeastern Van Buren County in southeastern Iowa, northern Clark County in northeastern Missouri, until 3:05 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:32 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a confirmed large and destructive tornado was observed over Croton, or 20 miles west of Fort Madison, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour.
Oh, sounds like
areas previously impacted by the tornado an hour ago are in immediate danger. Take cover now. Tornado emergency for Donelson and West Point. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. Expected hazards included a deadly tornado. This tornado was confirmed by trained spotters. The following impacts are expected. You are in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris will be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed. Considerable damage to homes, businesses, and vehicles is likely, and complete destruction is possible. The tornado will be near Donelson around 2:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time. West Point around 2:50 p.m. Central Daylight Time. To repeat, a large, extremely dangerous, and potentially deadly tornado is on the ground. To protect your life, take cover now.
Look at that.
Move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If in a mobile home, a vehicle, or outdoors, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. A large and extremely dangerous tornado is on the ground. Take immediate tornado precautions. This is an emergency situation.
Would be nuts as if like VO3 was used for this. But I don't think it was. This looks way too real. And I'm not accusing this guy of using AI at all. I'm just saying, like, just think about it. It'd be really immersive. I mean, I'm probably gonna get a lot of backlash in the comments for that quote. I shouldn't have said anything. Uh-oh, Quincy, Illinois is gonna get slammed. Bang! EF4. Right through the center of town, too. Oh, that's violent. Whenever you see the tornadoes kind of do, like, that shape, that's a key indicator they've got violent. Where Camp Point is going to get hit next. Holy snap. Look at that pre-ball on that north one. An inflow on the south one. Roseville and Burgess got slammed. Galesburg, Illinois, right in the path. This atomizes a farmstead. Atomizes. Let that sink in. It's not a verb you typically hear with tornadoes. Lack of scouring. Extremely controversial. Also extremely realistic. God save Illinois. Oh God. Snap east of the Mississippi River. Okay, so this is in Illinois or Wisconsin. Sickening doesn't even begin to describe it. Oh my gosh. This is a witness account. Yikes. Bellevue, Iowa. Look at that couple. Holy crap. Foundation slabs that eroded. Good night. Look at there. You can barely even see the foundations. 2 killed, probably because everyone got out of there. What's this one doing? Danvers, Illinois. Bang. So DF5 and Danvers at DF4, which means Midway's tracking. It's probably constantly battling with its phone. Oh, short-lived DF5 during occlusion. Oh. This terrible's not as bad as I thought it'd be. Oh boy. Looks like that one southwest of Geneva is probably going to do something. p.m. It's a pretty big jump. Oh my goodness. Yeah, looking at this. That is absolutely insane. Every single thing I'm seeing here would on its own be an indicator of potentially violent tornadoes. And I've never seen anything like this in a scenario before. Germantown Hills. 6 got hit. Oh no, they didn't. Holy crap. 299 on wind speeds. I don't think any tornado's ever done that before. Yep, that puts the EF5 count at 2, 3, yep, 5. Oh, now we're gonna be dealing with more tornadoes in western Kentucky. Oh god. Winds are in the case into ghost towns. Wow. Oh, that's terrifying. Oh, Decatur, Illinois. Oh, that's a big town. Six EF5s. In a rural farmstead. No major towns, I think. Came close to New Haven. Is that Iowa? Iowa or Illinois? One of those two. 30 p.m. Man, things are getting rough. As if they weren't ready. Alright, so now secondary surface level. Holy crap. So now it's Alabama that's got to worry. Bad tornadoes get in Alabama, things are about to get real hairy. Look at this holograph! Holy crap! State significant tornado parameter at 12? Oh boy, we got an EF for Somerville, Tennessee. Christ almighty. And Whiteville. Oh, Oakland got hit by it too. Somerville, of course. Maybe Whiteville. Good night. These tornadoes just keep getting worse. There's about to be another
tornado emergency for Marion County. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a tornado warning for Marion County in northeastern Mississippi until 9:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time at 8.
I'm just going to say this right now. There's no debris ball. There's no distinct TVS. But that's one of the most violent tornado-producing storms I think I've ever seen. Because look at all that inflow that's trailing from north of Woodland. Kind of like in a triangle between Woodland, Houston, and Trabuck. That looks like the storm in EF6.
1 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a confirmed large, violent, and extremely dangerous tornado was observed over Egypt, or 8 miles northwest of Aberdeen, moving east at 50 miles per hour. Tornado emergency for Marion County.
That's in the video. Dude, I legit thought my phone started going off. Oh my goodness.
This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Take cover now. Expected hazards included a deadly tornado. This tornado was confirmed by the National Weather Service. Environmental conditions and Doppler radar evidence suggests that this may be an EF5 capable of complete and utter destruction. Activate precaution.
Wow. Even before there's even any damage reports, the National Weather Service is saying, yo, looking at this, we know this is going to be an EF5. just by looking at the radar. National Weather Service in Memphis is saying, like, we can say with all certainty that this will be an EF5.
Immediately to
Something tells me the Bellevue tornado is not about to be the most violent anymore.
you and your loved ones' lives. The following impacts are expected. You are in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris will be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile and long foundation homes will be swept away. Above-ground interior rooms are not suitable shelter for a tornado of this magnitude. Locate an underground shelter or concrete structure now. If you are in your vehicle and your ears suddenly pop, it is too late to get to a safe place. Immediately get out of your car and locate a ditch or drainage pipe to seek refuge in. Cover your face and neck with your hands. Neighborhoods will be destroyed. Debris, trees, and power lines will block roadways with power outages likely. Emergency managers should immediately prepare for search and rescue between alternative U.S. Highway 95 and U.S. Highway 278 north of Aberdeen and south of Amory. Additionally, a possible tornado may be trailing to the west of this one. Do not wait to see the tornado. If you hear it, it is too late to get.
If you hear it, it is too late. "31 deaths. I'm just gonna say right now, that's merciful compared to what that bulletin was alluding to. The 2011 super outbreak, the deadliest tornado, Hackleberg. I think that one had 72. And this was just merciful. But only 31 died. That's still horrible. Like, my gosh. It looks like Southeast Birmingham is going to get it. Yep, EF5 south of Amory, and EF4 that got to, can't tell if that's Centersville or Gunterville, and then an EF4 that hit Hamilton. And another one southeast of there, between Alexander City and Auburn, sorry. Two pulse analysis upgrades. My goodness. Just 9? That's actually kind of surprising. I really thought it would have been more. EF3, Pell City. South of the real Lake Martin tornado in 2011. Is it over? I think it's over. Holy crap. There's like clue marks in there. I'd say this outbreak probably would do like 10 billion in damage. 227 dead, 5,000 injured. My goodness. "35 EF3 plus tornadoes." So we covered all the EF4 ones. That is ridiculous. Look at that. I don't think that was a Peoria tornado. Yeah, looking at that, look at it. It goes all the way through Chicago, over Lake Michigan, and then into Michigan and continues its damage. EF2s, 28 EF3s, 15 EF4s, 7 EF5s, tying 1974. Oh my goodness, man. That is probably the best tornado scenario I have ever watched. Just straight up. That was terrifying from beginning to end. Like, I hit every single note. Like, what I like about it most, though, is the 2662 weeks focused on the tornadoes. Yes, we had emergency alerts, and I love that. But we focused on the tornadoes. That's what I want to see in these more wide-scale tornado scenario videos. Because, in essence, like EAS scenarios, I feel like they're on their way out. But this is a viable way to keep the emergency alert system in these sorts of scenarios. This probably might be my favorite quote-unquote EAS scenario of all time now. This is just absolutely incredible. I love this video. This is definitely going in my favorites. So again, thank y'all for watching. And thank you to Arizona for publishing this absolute banger scenario. Link to this video will be in the description. Link to the video that I discovered this from in the description. You had an absolute W take in how good the scenario was. And who knows, I might even start making some stuff like similar to this in the future, even though I don't really do EAS scenarios anymore. Who knows, I might start up again, because that was good. So anyways, Silver Thunder 710, see you next time.